Hey everyone, I got asked to do a video on this topic about high vibration, low vibrational energy, and there's this kind of generalization in the self-help spiritual community that you have to be up all the time. You have to be positive, positive, positive all the time. And I remember years ago I was working for a clothing company where their culture was all about being positive all the time, and man, it got a little psychotic some days. People trying to maintain this positive attitude, right? And really what was happening was this passive aggressiveness was coming out underneath and coming out sideways, and was this unwillingness to really just be with your be with the counterpart of your positive energies, right? So life is all ups and downs, it's all cycles, right? And one of the easiest metaphors to understand this is fitness, right? Some days you train really hard, and then you might be really sore the next day, and you take a day off to recover, and in that recovery time you might feel like not very strong, you might not feel very fit, you might have all these thoughts of doubt of whether you're actually, this healthy, fit person, and if you can achieve your goals and all that sort of stuff. That's normal. That is so normal. It's par for the course. So when you're having these up moments, like life is good, everything's amazing, I'm gonna manifest my dreams, and then that energy sort of peters out, it runs its course. The manifestation leaves your field and goes out into the universe and starts reorganizing so you can run into the manifestations in your future. In those times where you come down, and it's like, and that's time where you can go, well, why didn't it manifest at the peak? What's wrong with me? Is it going to work? Does this stuff really work? All these things come into your mind, these negative, not negative, they're just, let's say that they're not your peak experience, right? And so through that stuff, that's like your recovery, that's your downtime, that's your time to rest, because when you're recharging and regenerating in that time, when that time is past and you're through that lower cycle, that trough and you're coming back up in the wave, well, then you're going to meet up next time, or maybe a few cycles, with your manifestation that's at the higher energy, right? Now, this is not to be avoided, all right? I could say a lot about this, but what just popped into my head right now, which is kind of timely and interesting because of all the stuff that's been coming up in my feed about hypersonic aircraft, is that in the documentary that was put through recently about the SR-71, they talk about the flight plan, and or the flight profile, I think they call it, where to get up to, from takeoff to get up to hypersonic speed, which is like Mach 3 in those days, or that's what they said that they could do. I'm sure the plane went much faster, but they couldn't disclose that because of all sorts of security reasons. To get to Mach 1, to get up to the higher Machs, they go up to, I think it's 30,000 feet or something like that. They get to a certain height and a certain speed, and then they descend the aircraft. It's like they go downhill. They speed the aircraft up, and then when it gets to a certain velocity, then they pitch the nose up again, and then they go all the way up to 80,000 feet or something like that, and to Mach 3 and beyond. And so this is how you've got to see your downtimes, as these dips to get momentum and speed up the energy so you can really launch out of there at supersonic speed up to that next octave of energy. So, you know, they talk about spirals, but it's more like waves, you know, and increasing your waves. If you've ever seen the kids on, there's a pump track near my house, and if you see the kids on the pump track that are really good, they can get a lot of momentum and speed on these dips and troughs. And you know, they're not just trying to be on top of the mound, they're trying to get that speed by going down and coming back up again. And so, just to let you know, for me, because, you know, it's easy to look at people's profiles and it all looks glamorous on the surface, but for me yesterday, I was right in one of those troughs. You know, I was looking at the documentary that I recently posted, The Ring of Power, and I was looking at, you know, how these families have been controlling the finances of the world for such a long time, and basically raping and pillaging everybody and scamming everybody into being slaves, you know. And this is a 4-hour documentary that, you know, had to watch over like 3 or 4 sittings and getting interrupted, and it, you know, the whole time I'm feeling like pissed off about the situation of how we got here and how people are just so stupid that they don't realize what's going on. Then I thought, you know, I'm pretty stupid because I got caught up in this whole thing as well. And anyway, long story short, you know, I just couldn't pull out of the mood, and I knew that it was detrimental. So what did I do? I followed Jerry and Esther Abraham Hicks' advice, and I just went to sleep, right? And I went to sleep, I rested, I let my body regenerate, I let the jets cool. You know, I came in, landed, refueled, took the aircraft into the hangar, so to speak, did all the repairs and the updates and the upgrades, and had a great night's sleep. And, you know, Molly, my 10-month-old daughter, slept 6 hours straight, and then another 5 hours. It was an amazing sleeping night for her and for us. And now I feel a hell of a lot better, and got this request to do this video. And so you just got to see these as peaks and troughs, and as you go through the trough, your ability to relax and to self-regulate and to trust in the process that you're eventually going to come back out again is going to expand your capacity. You're going to have a greater capacity to feel the good out the other end. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your attention. I've got to go. Bye for now.